So right now you should already know how to add and subtract mixed numbers, but we're going to look at some special cases. What we're going to look at today is when our answer makes a mixed number where the fraction is an improper fraction. So let's take a look. So we're going to add 2 1/8 plus 1 1/2 plus 3 3/4. And hopefully you know what to do first. We have to find a common denominator. I have to think of a number that 8, 2, and 4 all divide into. They all divide into 8. So that's going to be my common denominator here, 8. All right, so 8 times 1 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 4 is 8. So now up here I need to do 1 times 4, which is 4. And now here 4 times 2 is 8. So I need to do 3 times 2, which is 6. So now I've made equivalent fractions. So now I need to add the 1/8 plus 4/8 plus 6/8. And remember, the denominator stays the same, and I just add the numerator. 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 6 is 11. And now I add the whole numbers. 2 plus 1 plus 3 makes 6. So now my answer is 6 and 11/8. But the problem is that my answer is not in simplest form because I have an improper fraction, and improper fractions are never in simplest form. So I need to take this improper fraction and make it a mixed number. So now I have to turn the 11/8 into a mixed number. So to do that, I do 11 divided by 8, which is 1 with 3 left over, and the denominator stays the same. So I took this 11/8 and I got rid of it, and instead I exchanged it for 1 3/8 because they're equal. 11/8 is the same as 1 3/8. So now for an answer, I have 6 wholes plus another 1 3/8. And I can add that in my head. 6 plus 1 3/8 is 7 and 3/8. Now I finally have an answer. All of my whole numbers added up to 6, and all of my fractions added up to 11/8. 11/8 is the same as 1 3/8, so I added 6 plus 1 3/8 to get 7 and 3/8. Let's look at another one. So I have 5 6/7 plus 2 1/2. So the first thing I need to do is make my denominators the same. So I have to find a common denominator, and it's going to be 14 because that's a number that 7 divides into and 2 divides into. So 7 times 2 is 14, and 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14, and 1 times 7 is 7. So now I have 12 14ths plus 7 14ths, and that makes 19 14ths. So my fractions add up to 19 14ths, and my whole numbers, 5 plus 2, adds up to 7. So my answer is 7 and 19 14ths, but it's not in simplest form because an improper fraction is never in simplest form. So I need to take my improper fraction and make it a mixed number. So I'm going to do 19 divided by 14, which is 1, and then there's 5 left over, so we have 1 and 5 14ths. So I'm getting rid of this 19 14ths, and I'm going to use 1 and 5 14ths instead. They're equal. So now I have 7 from the whole number and 1 and 5 14ths from the fraction. So 7 plus another 1 and 5 14ths makes 8 and 5 14ths. There's my answer. Let's look at another one. So I'm going to add these numbers. The first thing I need to do is find a common denominator, and it is 12 because 3 divides into 12. 2 divides into 12, and 4 divides into 12. Now I need to make my equivalent fractions. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 6 is 12. 1 times 6 is 6. And 4 times 3 is 12. And 3 times 3 makes 9. So now I need to add 4 twelfths plus 6 twelfths plus 9 twelfths, and all together I get 19 twelfths. 4 plus 6 plus 9 makes 19. So I get 19 twelfths. Now I'm going to add the whole numbers. 2 plus 3 plus 1 makes 6, so I have 6 and 19 twelfths. So I'm going to turn this 19 twelfths into a mixed number. 19 divided by 12 is 1, with 7 left over, so we get 1 and 7 twelfths. So I'm no longer going to use 19 twelfths. I'm going to use 1 and 7 twelfths. They're equal. One's an improper fraction and one's a mixed number. So I have 6 wholes plus 1 and 7 twelfths. 6 wholes plus 1 whole is 7. And then I just add my fractions, 7 and 7 twelfths. And I am all done. Let's look at one more. So I have 10 and 2/3 plus 3 and 5/6. So I need to make a common denominator, which is 6, because 3 divides into 6 and 6 divides into 6. 3 times 2 makes 6, and 2 times 2 makes 4. So 5/6 is equal to 5/6. So 4/6 plus 5/6 is 9/6. And 10 plus 3 makes 13. So I have 13 and 9/6. So I'm going to take this 9/6 and turn it into a mixed number. 9 divided by 6 is 1, with 3 left over, so I have 1 and 3/6. So 13 plus 1 and 3/6 is 14 and 3/6. Yet that's not in simplest form, because the 3/6 is not in simplest form. I can divide the numerator and denominator by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Oh, 3/6 is the same as 1/2. So now my answer is 14 and 1/2, just like 14 and 3/6, yet 14 and 1/2 is in simplest form.